Hello everyone, welcome back to another At a Glance. We'll be going over the Ken matchup. To start, punishes. There are many punishes you need to know, specifically Hage Tatsu. Kens love this. Kens love this Hage Tatsu. This is outside of V-Trigger, we'll go over V-Trigger later. V-Trigger changes some properties. So I've said, press a button afterwards. You press stand like it. Stand like it is a punish, but I'd honestly recommend you, as a Balrog player, to use your 4 frame and go into a light kick upper or a stand like punch, standing medium punch to convert from this. Next up is Ken's medium kick Tatsu, which can be punished with a crouching heavy punch. Same with his light kick Tatsu, also can be punished with a crouching heavy punch. These are greater than -8. Light kick Tatsu is -8. Medium kick Tatsu is greater than -8. So be ready to punish that depending on your character. Next up we have his Hadokens. His Hadokens close range are -8. You can cancel them. You can be aware. You need to be very much aware, but they may not reach. Your crouching punch may not reach at all ranges, so you should try sweeping after blocking the fireball. I'll say to sweep in fact to prove a point. Balrog sweep is 8 frames, so it will work. And then get reversal. There we go. The specific ranges, it's still -8, and you can punish it with sweep. Sweep will work, you get Oki after sweep. Also, crouching medium punch will also work. Next up, we have his DPs. Light DP, crush counter with a crouching heavy punch, mid screen, stand heavy kick in the corner. EXDP, jump, EXDP is a jump punish. Jump this. Jump the EXDP on the second hop to punish it. Second hop, you want to jump. The jump will guarantee you a lot more damage than getting a crush counter due to extra crush counter scaling. This never used to be true, but it's true this season. So jump with it, get a jump heavy kick, crouch heavy punch. Jump with the second hop and hit him on the way down. Do not press it too early or you will air reset. That is it for Ken's specials that are punishable. We're going to be going over V-skill and tight combo. So back beam punch, back heavy punch is -13. That means a crouch heavy punch to punish. He can cancel it to fireball and be -8, which you need to punish not with a crouching heavy punch, but something a bit faster or a bit more far-reaching. He cancelled this into Tatsu as well, or a hard kick Tatsu, which will go over you. You can punish that hard kick Tatsu with a heavy kick upper as Balrog on whiff. If you would like to punish it more easily, you could try blocking it all high. So if I set him to do nothing, hard kick Tatsu will all be blocked high, which will get you a 4 frame punish, which is a lot weaker than your hard kick upper, but if you're inconsistent about your hard kick uppers, I recommend sticking to your regular 4 frame punish. That is his only target combo that is punishable. Stand medium kick, stand heavy kick is -6, but has quite a bit of pushback. I recommend trying to punish it, but it's easier to try and whiff punish it. On crouches, the second hit whiffs and is very easy to whiff punish. So I'd recommend whiff punishing it with your crouching heavy punch or whatever crouching normal your character has. Next up is the shenanigans that Ken's like to get away with. V-skill cancel. V-skill cancel is punishable. Every single one. There is no V-skill cancel, that is safe. Nothing can save Ken from the V-skill cancel. If he V-skill cancel, he's trying to steal a turn, punish him. You need to go into train run and lab this, lab reacting to it. You need to be able to react to it in the match, or else you're going to get bodied. Catch heavy punch. Minus 10. Now, another thing you need to know is how to punish a V-skilled step kick. It's minus 6, which means a crouching mean punch MK low. To prove that crouching mean punch works, I have set him to crouching mean punch, I believe, on option 3. Minus 6. Minus 6. I'm trying to block. Well spaced does set up a whiff punish opportunity, so be aware of the whiff punish opportunity. You can whiff punish you quite easily. As well as this, be aware of the Ken love that is stand heavy EXDP. At specific ranges, you don't take your turn, block, you don't want to get hit by shenanigans. Kens will heavy punch DP a lot after this as well to beat a 7 frame to try to turn this range, and it will beat your 7 frame as heavy punch DP is 3rd frame invincible. Carrying on to specific specials. +1. This EX Hadoken is +1. He can't frame trap 3 frame characters. Take a turn with a 3 frame. If you see the EX Fireball, that isn't in V-Trigger. I'm going to set to light kick. Sorry about that. Okay, so we go He can't frame trap, he'll trade. He has to go for a hard read light kick Tatsu or a whiff punish. And even that light kick Tatsu will trade. You can go for a light DP if he's making a hard read. That's an extremely hard read. And that's about it for EX moves. EX Tatsu is a walk up, crouch, punch, hard kick, upper. Nothing else for EX. Let us focus on Oki now. So Ken gets quite a bit of Oki in V-Skill 1. But especially after EX DP, he gets a run. He gets a V-Skill run. This is not checkable. He's +2 after the run on Quick Rise. Now, because he's +2, it means he can get a back throw. And if he does this in a corner, you are going to get put in a corner due to the range of his back throw. You do not want to get put in a corner at all costs. I recommend not taking the throw and trying to tech it. This is my personal opinion, so you do not need to follow me on this. Carrying on, there's one more thing you need to know before we go into V-Trigger. Overhead. The overhead mix. Block high, react to the low. The low comes out much slower than the high does. So, similar to how you block Balrog V-Trigger 1 mix-ups, you want to, if you see any of this, you block high and then go low. You want to go low a few frames later than your high in order to block the high first, then go to the low. He can mix it up with a throw, but he gives up a bit of Oki. And that's it. We'll now move on to V-Trigger 1. V-Trigger 1 gives all of his Tatsus projectile hitboxes, which means, as a Balrog player, you can V-skill through it and go for a V-skilled K to punish it if you're a crazy person. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're actually insane. I recommend just blocking it. He does get a mix-up from this, as the Haki Tatsu is only -2 on block. So as it's only -2 on block, he can EX DP after it. I recommend delay tech to try and deal with it. You have to do a delayed EX DP to deal with that. His Tatsus are still very similar in punishability. -9 on the medium kick, that's the heavy kick, sorry about that. And his light kick is still minus enough to get a crouching heavy punch punish. His fireballs are more safe. They are now only -7 on block, which means you can only get your crouch heavy punch at point blank. But his EX fireball is much more being +3, which means he can frame trap with his crouching medium punch. Be aware that you can now frame trap with his crouching mean punch after EX Fireball. I'd recommend letting Kens waste all their bar on these EX Fireballs. Do not try and take a turn, just try and make him waste all his bar. It's really not worth it getting hit by God knows how many EX Fireball combos, as they all hit extremely hard. I'm going to focus on one last thing, which is his V-Skill 2. His V-Skill 2 can be +3 on block if he fully charges it. It is not a overhead. I shall prove that by making him block low. It's not an overhead. Even in V-Trigger, not an overhead. He gets some good conversions from it, but that's not a problem. We're not here to bother about conversions. We're here to bother about on block. So it's -2 on block. You can cancel it from normals, and you can have the anti-head. It's a very annoying neutral tool, as it can be well spaced, and then you get like a stand like after this. Doesn't matter if it's in V-Trigger 1 or non-V-Trigger 1, he can use it, and it'll be -2 if he doesn't charge it. That's it. There's not really much mix. Be aware that you can do EXDP after this and punish your retaliation. Once again, similar to a heavy kick Tatsu mix-up. I should go over his corner pressure, as Ken's corner pressure is some of the strongest in the game, and it's very important to know how to deal with it. So we're going to go from Ken at a glance to Ken at a more in-depth look. That will be the name of this video for when I post it. So in the corner, Ken throws you. You can do a lot after this. You go for a standing heavy kick for a crush counter, which is a bit of a hard read. Ken's will most likely go for a standing heavy punch. Standing punch is a lot of pushback, which should give you enough time, depending on your character, to try and jump out of the corner. A Ken with good crosscut DPs or good DPs will not let you jump out easily. You want to try and fight your way out of the corner. Try and move forward with a Ken moving backwards after his standing heavy punch. His standing heavy punch is not plus on block, it is -3. Now, if a Ken has got you in the corner and knocks you down with a heavy PP, like so, you get a high-low mix, and it will hit meaty and overhead you. There is a similar to no mix here, as you can block high and react to the low. As you see, the low gets hit after the heavy DP. I go for it, but the overhead to counter hits. It's a light kick Tatsu, it's a heavy DP. So, block high, react to the low is the mix for the overhead. His throw pressure is very scary, be aware of it. He's going to try and bully you with stand me kick in the corner. Try and duck it. It doesn't reach at some ranges. If he presses back medium punch on block, or a standing light kick on block, you want to take your turn. Because this will get a trade. Press at the standing light kick, press at the back medium punch. He can delay his back medium punch to punish you smashing free frame. Many Kens will do this if they have an EX bar. As you see there, I got the counter hit because I delayed it enough. I'm not a Ken player, I couldn't get that every time, but I'm sure Ken players are extremely good at landing that. And that is generally it. Corner pressure with Ken. Take a turn after back light. Take a turn after stand light kick. Take a turn after back medium punch. And be reminded that the overhead is now -7 on block, so you can punish it. Also, if you really want to mess a Ken up and you want to get an even bigger punish than your overhead, what you can do is take the hit on stand, and some Kens don't confirm if you're standing or not, will just go straight into light kick Tatsu, which means you can get Kachari push punish. I definitely not recommend it, but if you really want to put the fear of God in the Ken and you're only bothered about getting into their head, try doing that. That is it for this episode of At a Glance. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time for, I believe, coming up next, is Colin? I'm not too sure. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.